Hey guys, welcome back to the shop, and we've been asked to do a quick video series on this engine, our findings with it, our progress, and a video of it when it's done. So I've already gone through and done proper diagnosis on this motor. Now this is a really nice example of a long shaft 1989 25 horsepower Johnson. This is pretty much as good as it gets for durability and reliability with these old girls, and this one is a really nice example of a clean, good, original Survivor. Unfortunately with this motor, it's got excellent compression, and I don't think it's got many hours on it. But you need four things for one of these two-stroke outboards to run properly. You need compression, you need spark, you need carburation, and the one thing that most people overlook is vacuum. This engine doesn't have spark, and it doesn't have vacuum. And I think vacuum pressure was definitely overlooked on this engine for previous repairs. What we found is, and Ali, if you want to bring the camera over here, so in between your carburetor and your block, you have your intake manifold. And what's in here is your reed valves. So what your reed valves do is they let your fuel and air pressure in and out, and when your pistons go up and down, it basically acts as a pump to draw fuel and air in. So what we found is that the reed valves are stuck on this engine, and I do believe that it's got a lower crank seal that's leaking. That could be due to a previous repair. You know, when you take your lower unit off, it's easy to damage the lower crank seals on these. With the drive shaft when you reinstall the lower unit, or because this power head has been taken off before, and it's possible that the crank seals have been done. There's a really good possibility that this crank seal could just be an upside down, which would definitely cause it to leak too. So we've sorted out our vacuum pressure issue, and we've got parts on the way for that. Now with our spark issue, we noticed there was a brand new CDI box on the motor, and we've got really good signal going to it. It's giving us really good output signal to our coils. But we did notice that the bottom coil is arcing out, and we're getting no spark at all. And we're getting intermittent spark on the top cylinder. So that's just due to this coil being totally shot. So we've got two new ignition coils on the way for that. Now because we've got to go ahead and pull the power head off this engine and totally go through it, we're just going to go through it and do a really good service and basically give it a really good mechanical restoration. Because if you're going to go that deep, you don't want to overlook things, you want to do things properly. Because this engine, in my opinion, is much better quality than a new engine, and if treated and serviced properly, I definitely think that it will outlast a new engine. So we're going to go through this guy, and he's going to get a full makeover. We're going to go through the water pump because we're going to have the lower unit off. We're going to go through the crank seals because we know the lower crank seal is leaking. We're going to replace the base gasket properly. We've got some silicone hoopies around there that doesn't look too great. It's probably going to do the job, but we're going to get rid of that and do it properly. And we're going to pull this carburetor off, do a nice ultrasonic clean on it. It's got to come off anyways and be gone through. Also, this engine had too cold of a spark plug in it, so any of you guys that run these old Johnson and Evermeer, these old OMC engines, always run Champion spark plugs, whether it's CDI or points. Now there are some circumstances where NGK spark plugs are really good, but keep in mind that these ignition systems were designed to run Champion spark plugs. So these NGK spark plugs are going to go over there in the garbage can, and we're going to put the original QL77 JC4 Champion plugs in it, and we're going to get it all sorted out. So that's what we found with this guy, and once we start digging into it, we're not going to dig into it until parts show up, of course. But once we start digging into it, we'll do video number 2 of our actual findings. So be safe, have fun, stay dirty, keep your prop out of the mud, and if you're going to do it, make sure you do it right.